A lot of us grew up in small towns. After all, we do live in rural America. But there is one place on the map that puts new meaning into the phrase small town. As you're about to see in tonight's Eye on Kettleland, it sits just across the border in Nebraska, south of the Fort Randall Dam. And we should tell you, it is Gross with a capital G.
You can't just come here unless you know you're coming, because we're not on any major highway. You have to go gravel roads to get here, no matter which direction you come from.
Welcome to Gross, Nebraska. Population 2. Mary Finnegan and her husband Michael are the only ones who live here, along with their dog Stella. They run the town.
Usually I just do all the book work, so I just remain the clerk and the treasurer, and then that, of course, lets him be the mayor.
As mayor, Michael's in charge of the park. He's also in charge of keeping the gravel streets clear of snow. But they're most proud of their barn restaurant, the Nebraska Inn.
We are just a small mom-and-pop operation. We serve home-cooked food. We have homemade pies, and we have just a friendly atmosphere. We're just so laid back.
And people come from all over to dine here.
Well, Friday nights is Indian tacos and homemade pie. And then we also have all the steaks and hamburgers and everything that we have on our menu. And then on Saturday nights, we have prime rib is our special, but again, all the steaks and everything on the menu. But then on Saturday nights, we have a big salad bar.
They can hold up to 65 people, but some nights they serve way more than that.
You know, there's people are waiting outside, and they don't mind waiting. You know, they'll come in and they'll buy a 6-pack and they'll go sit outside and wait until there's room for them to come in and eat.
But they want their guests to mind their P's and Q's.
Around here, if you say the nasty 4-letter F word, it will cost you $1.
This is where those dollars end up, pinned to the ceiling. Michael isn't much for being on camera, but he did agree to a short interview. I asked the mayor what the crime rate is like.
Oh, we've had broke in, been robbed and stuff a few times, but not that often anymore. And there's just not too much happens.
And that's the way he likes it, peace and quiet, except, of course, on Friday and Saturday nights.
We draw in from all over, Wagner, O'Neill, Holt County, south, out west, Keepaw, and all over, down east to Lynch, Niobrara.
Gross wasn't always this small. It was first incorporated in 1891 by Ben and Melinda Gross. It wasn't too long before the town was booming.
It actually grew. We had about 1,000 to 1,200 people lived here in the early 1900s. And we had 2 banks, we had a cheese factory, a brick factory. They say one of the grandest hotels in this part of the country was right here in Gross, Nebraska.
But a couple of huge fires damaged numerous buildings on Main Street.
The one fire, they say, started in the bowling alley, and they was believed to be arson, as the cash register and the bowling balls were found in the basement of the proprietor's home.
Over time, people slowly moved away, leaving behind a desolate town. Besides the Nebraska Inn, there are 2 other structures here on Main Street. Back there is the community center, and it gets used a lot. And you'll never guess what this is over here. This used to be a bank, and the only thing that's left is the vault.
They built the vault on the outside of the house, of the bank, because they felt there would be less damage done to the structure, someone trying to rob the bank, if the vault was more accessible on the outside.
Even though there's just 2 of them, Mary still has to file the paperwork anytime they need a permit to host special events.
So I fill that paperwork out, I send it into Lincoln, and every time I would get back a call that said, "I'm sorry, you must have all the city council sign this paper." So now on my computer, I just have a letter saved that says, "We are a population of 2. There is only 2 on the city council. I am one and my husband is the other one. And the only other people we have in town is the dog. And if you would like to have the dog put her paw print on it, we can do it."
And while there's not much here, the Finnegans are still proud to call Gross a thing of beauty. And in their spare time, Mary and Michael both drive school buses for Boyd County Public Schools in Spencer, Nebraska.